Hello friends, Marcy here. I am back to share my pen inking activity with you. First, I just want to open this my ink swatch book and show you what we have in here so far. I've been using these ink stamps that I purchased, let me move that out of the way so you can see, from Amazon a while back, and then the Ranger archival ink. It is permanent and waterproof and works well in the ink swatching pages. So let's see. This stamp right here, where it says ink bottle, that was also a stamp that came in this set. Oh. There we go. And I just put it on the front cover a couple times, so I know this is the swatching book. This is a Galen leather, the everyday book, and it is Tomoe River paper, 52 GSM white paper. So I did share when I received these in an order some time back that it came in a set of 3, and I left the front pages blank with intention of adding an index. And the first page we have here is Platinum Carbon ink, and I left this big space here just for some playing around with ink, and then every time I have a pen inked, I'm going to just list it, and every time I use this ink, I'll have the pen listed on the page. I just repeated myself, I'm sorry. Ta-da! Organic Studio Nitrogen. I hope I can get some good lighting to show you. See the red sheening on the bottle and in the letters. Just show you what I have so far. This is the Diamine Pink Champagne Shimmer, and it is currently in a TWSBI my Eco T Extra Fine, and I'm very surprised at the performance this shimmer ink has on the extra fine nib. Fabulous. This did bleed through. I kind of had an ink drop, oops, and because it dropped on the where I had the stamp ink, it bled through, so I kind of did a little recovery here. But this is the Diamine Blue Pearl, and it is a beautiful shimmer. Diamine Golden Sands, which is a shimmer. Diamine Oxford Blue. This one's currently inked in my Pilot Vanishing Point with the medium nib. Diamine Ancient Copper. This ink is always in a pen. I always have this one somewhere, and right now it's in a TWSBI Eco, the white and rose gold with the medium nib. Diamine Writer's Blood. This ink is beautiful, and it's actually in my, oh, I didn't write that. It's actually in my Pilot E95S with an extra fine nib. I need to get that pen and list it. Iroshizuku Yamabudo. It's in my Coco Shimmer medium nib. Iroshizuku Konpeki. And that one is not inked yet, so I do not have a pen listed. The J. Herbin Gris Orage, which is Stormy Gray. It is a shimmer ink, and if you can see some shimmer here on my ink bottle, and then in the text. It's actually inked in 2 different TWSBI pens. Extra fine Diamond 580 and the TWSBI Eco fine nib. I'm just looking at the shimmer that I could see. So I'd share again. J. Herbin, the Emeraude de Chivor, and it is a shimmer ink. You can capture some here on the bottle if I can get the light just right. And it is in the Jinhao X450 medium nib, which is a green marble barrel. Look, this is so fun because all the turquoise color here, and then right next to it in the pool you see the red. This ink is so, I just love the fun. Okay, I duplicated a page. I have J. Herbin twice in here, the smoky gray, because when I'm working in my swatch book, look at the shimmer on the text. I put the ink down and I walk away and let it dry, and I come back, and I had my ink bottles on the table. And so when I came back, instead of going to my blue ocean, I went back to the smoky gray. So I have it twice. That's okay. It's pretty to look at. All right, Diamine Coco Shimmer. And by the way, all of the names that are written here are written with this Moon Man glass pen. They're all written with the same nib, and some of them come across wetter on the page and look very broad, and some are very, very fine. But all of the names are written with the same glass pen. And this is currently inked in the Benu Briolet, the Luminous Amber. Love that, which I think is a perfect match for this pen. Yeah. Needler's Antitam. It is not inked yet. It's a gorgeous dark orange burgundy rust color. Needler's Navajo Turquoise, and it's not inked in a pen yet. Needler's Apache Sunset. And if you notice, all my stamp bottles, I try to do the same stamp shape, bottle shape, with a similar bottle brand. So this is Needler's Black Swan English Roses, another gorgeous burgundy rose, burgundy ink. Needler's Black Swan Australian Rose. This one, I had these in my lammies, and I actually flushed all my lammies and cleaned them out before creating this book, so I'll have to go back, and when they're re-inked, I can add them. Needler's Blue, very simple. This is a very pretty bright blue. Needler's Black, bulletproof, waterproof ink, and it doesn't look like a jet black. It looks, I hope it's showing up for you on the camera, kind of transparent, like a dark gray, dark brown gray. Okay, this was interesting. Needler's Lexington Gray. You can see how wet it is, and it even feathered, and you can see a shading of blue that feathers out from the gray ink. I thought that was interesting. Again, it was written with this glass pen. Needler's Cactus Fruit. So bright and pretty, like a fuchsia. Diatramentus Archive ink in black, and it is in my Pilot Decimo that it's my Everyday Carry Weeks, which is the extra fine with the pink champagne. I thought it was in my other Vanishing Point, and I wrote it and was like, oops, nope, that's not it. It's that Vanishing Point. Diatramentus Alexander Hamilton. This is a very deep royal purple, and it's in the Benu Briolet medium nib. I was considering adding it to this, but wait till we get further into the book and I'll show you what I've chosen after seeing it on the page. Tools to Live By. This is red, but everything about it looks brown, and it's inked in the Narwhal medium nib, Rose Golden Smoke. Ferris Wheel Press. This is some gorgeous shimmer here. I hope I can capture it for you. Look at that. And it is Adventurine Down the Rabbit Hole series from Ferris Wheel Press, and it's inked. It was inked in my Pelikan M400, the white tortoise with a broad nib, but I flushed that, and we're going to re-ink that today. J. Herbin Blue Ocean. This has some shimmer. I didn't see as much on my page here. Real spot here where it's deep, and in the text here from my TWSBI Diamond Mini Stub. White Rose Gold. J. Herbin Amethyst. It does have some shimmer. There's not a lot capturing on the text, but you can see some in the bottle. That was another contender for the purple pen that we're going to ink today, but I've since changed my mind. This is Edelstein Golden Barrel, the 2021 Ink of the Year that I purchased along with the Pelikan Golden Barrel pen in broad nib. Pelikan 4001 Turquoise. This was one of the first inks I purchased years ago. It's beautiful. I have a story about that in my TWSBI White Rose Gold pen. Robert Oster Rose Gold Antiqua. And I do see some shimmer here in the pooling and also in the text. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous ink. Robert Oster Rose Gilt Tint. So pretty. And it's currently inked in my Coco AL Sport Extra Fine. And this will make an appearance soon in a video because I'm going to do some nib work on this one, and I'll share with you at another time why. This is Sailor Mano, haha. And I love the way this ink performs when it's used with the paintbrush. This little spot is something new that I recently received and added. Where did I put it? So it is a reusable swab, and they're made of silicone. I purchased them from Amazon. And so I just started using it recently. I need to go back and use it on all the other ink pages, but this, when I paint or when I apply the ink over the bottle stamp, I'm using my Princeton Heritage watercolor brush. And so I got this new, it's a silicone swab, and I just dip it, run it on there, and rinse it in the water. It's a very easy cleanup. So this is with the watercolor brush, this is with the swab, and this is with just puddling with the pen. And again, the pen is the glass nib. So it's currently inked in the Coco Iridescent Pearl medium nib, and I'm really not satisfied with the performance of that. It looks like it's just a gorgeous match. Look at this ink that has the blues and the purples and the greens with this iridescent pearl. This pen is the reason I bought this ink. But I've just not been satisfied with the performance. I even changed the nib. It had a fine, and I purchased a medium and changed it, but I'm still not getting the performance I wish. So I have new ideas for inking this pen once this is a cartridge, once I empty that cartridge or slip in a converter. So we'll see what happens first. Continuing, the Diamond Winter Spice. Okay, I just shared yesterday with you that I purchased this full bottle after loving the sample, and I was using in my Pelikan. By the way, Pelikans have moved out into a new house. I was carrying them in my Galen leather zip and slip, which had 4 spots, but with the new addition of the M101N, I've moved them into this one, which is nice. The Pelikans are short, but the tray pulls out. So I had originally inked this gorgeous ink in the Smoky Quartz, and I loved the performance in my Hobonichi A6. I discovered after writing with it, I would see, let me move this aside. I don't know if I can get this for you. It would lay down as a brown ink, but then I would see olive. And I also saw a bright green shimmer, which on this page, I'm seeing a very dark brown. And I'm seeing some green shimmer, but a lot more blue shimmer, which surprised me on this paper. I did not get that performance on the Hobonichi paper. Okay, so here's some of it. You can see the green shimmer here. That's not the page. Okay, not the page I wanted to share. When I did the hearts, the shimmer on the Hobonichi page turns up green. If I can capture that for you. It's not showing up too much for me. A little bit there. Anyway, and real quick, since I have this open, this is the performance of the Sailor ink on Hobonichi. It's just too light to read, and I'm not happy with that, so I want to change that out. Anyway, back to this. The ink is darker. Since I love the performance in the smoky gray, I had intended to take this out and add it to the Pelikan because of the green colors, and I was picking up a lot of olive here in this ink. But watch what happens when I turn the page. after swatching this new ink and this new ink, the Robert Oster Muddy Bucket. I was going to write Muddy Water, and I realized I was making a mistake there. So look at this. This is going to be the ink for, look at that. Isn't that not perfect? Here I was drawn to the olive colors of the Winter Spice, but we're going to be inking this with this today. I love it. I'm excited to see that on there because this has a broad nib. So change of plans after seeing the performance on this paper with swatching. And I have these inks that I have not shared with you. They are, by the way, this ink is supposed to be this square, and I think it matches the flowers better. They are Perfume Inks. They're J. Herbin, and this is the Perfume Violet. Smells wonderful. And real quick, while I have the bottle out, I want to show you, I noticed there's a little rut or divot here in the bottle, and it looks like it's a great pen holder. If your pen is slender, it won't really work with anything. Oh, that one works. But I thought that was a cute little addition to an ink bottle. It does smell when you're writing with it. It smells like you have a candle burning, so it's a very enjoyable experience. And this is the winner for this pen. Look at that, how that matches. I'm excited to ink these two pens today, so I'll be doing that with you in a quick moment. I'm almost at the last page that I do have inked. I was waiting for this one to dry to be able to share with you. This is another scented ink, Perfume Rose, and it just smells divine. Gorgeous bottles too. So I'm going to put that aside. Let's get to inking. That's the last page I have in here. I don't have any of my sample vials in there yet. And the reason I have one ink per page is because this will be a history of pen usage for this ink. Kind of like an ink pen diary, all meshed together into one. So I have a piece of one here. Okay, we're going to go with the Muddy Bucket first. And at the bottom, it looks like there's a settlement of sediment here, and it's not any kind of shimmer. It just must be some pigment, because once I move it around, there you go. And I think this is just going to be fabulous in the white tortoise. I was so amazed after I saw that on paper, because in my mind yesterday, I had totally different ideas. And then after opening this today, it's like, wow, okay, I've changed my mind, and that's okay. Oh, you know what? I'm so bad to start the process without having my piston down. Do y'all do that? And I don't really care if I get a full fill, because again, I'm just gonna be experiencing this ink. Look at all that gorgeous olive color. So pretty. I'm just impressed. So if we look at the cap, oops, look at me soaking it out. Muddy Bucket, there's a lot more brown here and a lot more olive in the ink. So I love the ink swatch book to help me along. And we'll put some ink on paper in a quick moment after we do a quick fill here, because this fun stuff is going to work tomorrow. No, you cannot borrow my pen. And this is just a little rickshaw sleeve in purple. I thought it was too funny. So piston down, I do know. And this TWSBI is in the fine. We had a very close contender idea. I'll show you. Wow, that's really filling fast. Thirsty pen here. I was debating on a quick wipe right here. I was debating on filling this purple pen with this to have a little shimmer fun. But we can do that later. Right now, we're gonna go here, get some paper out to share on. just going to use the back side of where I was yesterday. Okay, first let's check out this. One of my favorite things about these Pelikan pens is the 3/4 turn to remove the cap. So it's very easy to get into. Oh my goodness, this is an amazing match. This is a beautiful ink, beautiful shading properties where it's pooling at the bottom. And of course it's helped, let me get closer, by having a broad nib. Wow, nice. I have realized that I've been more satisfied with my ink performance in my Hobonichi paper than in this Rhodia dot grid. I'm not liking the Rhodia as much as I do the Hobonichi Kamoy River paper. All right, and we're going to go, oh, I forgot to finish writing which pen that was, but I'll do that in my book. So this is the TWSBI. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I burped. Excuse me. Let's do the TWSBI. Look at that puddle. This is the Eco, excuse me, and a fine nib. And I don't remember the exact color of this. I'll have to look it up and add it to the pen. But I think this ink is performing well because it seemed to be a wet ink, especially in the Swatch book, Tomoe River paper, and so I figured it would perform well with a fine nib, and it is here. So we'll write it. I'll add it to my book as part of the history. That's never happened to me before. Goodness, how embarrassing. We'll get the book out and I'll go ahead and write these in. This is the white tortoise. And if my Goulet little packing slip was right there, I would look it up. All right, I'm gonna move this aside and let my little burp puddle dry. Let's add these inks to the Swatch book. I really don't care for making long videos. I, you know, honor your time, appreciate your time, but I appreciate you being here with me. So I will try to hurry it along. And this is a fine nib. I'll add the color of the pen later. Wow. And this one dries quickly, by the way. When I was doing my swatches, some of these I would have to lay down and walk away for quite a while waiting for it to. So this will be the process of this ink swatch book. It will change every time I use one of these inks in a different pen. I'll just add it to the bottom list here. And in a previous video, I shared the blog site where I got that idea. Right now, I don't recall. It was something about Fountain Pen Love, I believe, fountainpenlove.com, where I actually saw the idea to create a book like this. So we'll just keep loving it. Look at that. Isn't that a fabulous match? I'm so excited. I'm so pleased. All right. Thank you for spending some of your precious moments with me today. You have a blessed day. Bye-bye.